Hello, my name's Amber Horn. I am a mom of six from Oregon, and I'm super excited to be here to talk about social media and to work with some amazing ladies who are crushing their business. And we're going to talk about how to expand your business, how to build your business online using some marketing tactics. I started on social media 3 years ago. I weighed 100 pounds more than I do right now. And I had become a recluse. Like, I was ashamed and embarrassed by what I looked like, and I didn't want anyone to see me. So I rarely left my house. I told you I was a mom of six, and I was hearing my kids talk about TikTok, and one of my daughter went viral on TikTok, and I was like, I bet I could do that too. Like, that's no big deal. So I took the challenge and I set out to go viral. Now, the reason I bring up my weight is because I had no intention of ever putting myself in any of my video content. I first started by putting up some videos of my kids or of places we've been or vacations we'd been on, and made videos out of that. And I did go viral fairly quickly. And that was exciting. And it also like lit up some energy. And I basically kind of got reignited and started finding myself again and finding a piece of me that had been missing for so many years. You can watch my videos. I slowly start emerging in the corner. Like, half my face will say something. And then a few weeks later, I'm full on in the videos. And then about a month later, I am just dancing and having a good old time without a care in the world. So social media really gave me my confidence back. It also allowed me to realize that I was talented, that I was gifted, that my creative flow had just kind of come back, and it allowed me to go on this weight loss journey because I think I felt empowered, I felt strong, I felt capable, and I have been doing it for 3 years. We've built on TikTok, we have about 950,000 followers, so almost 1 million. We're hoping to hit 1 million soon. And on Instagram, I have 85,000. On Facebook, I have 117,000. So that's kind of the platform that we've built. I have become a student of social media. I've taken a lot of workshops and classes. And so today I just want to kind of explain to you what I've used, what I've done to be able to create these platforms that have been hugely successful for not only our business, but also we've had amazing opportunities. Like, we just went on a reality TV show. It was aired Sunday night. And that was because someone reached out to me on Instagram because I had a following. We've been on Today's Show. We've been on Access Hollywood. We've been in the news. Our videos all over online. And it's not because we are anything special. It's because we were consistently putting content out there, and it just kind of caught on. And I'm going to show you a few of the tactics that I use to, number one, go viral, but number two, attract the right people. Let me pull up on my slideshow, and I'm going to talk first about attraction marketing. If you guys know what I'm talking about, put like a yes in the comments so I know if I need to break it down. Attraction marketing. Yes. Okay. I'm pulling up my slideshow here. Oops. It's going to take me just a minute to share my screen, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, slide it over. Come on. Okay, let me hit present mode. All right, can you give me a thumbs up? Eileen, you're the only one I can see. Okay, you can see social media, let's grow, tactical strategies, and high directive for building and expanding your business online. Okay, so attraction marketing is how I have really built my business and gained a following. And basically what attraction marketing is, it's a strategy that makes people want to come to you. the content that you create is going to be a magnet for people. As your content gets more viewers, they're going to come in and follow you. And pretty soon your messages are going to be, tell me more about your product, tell me more about your services. So it's the opposite of how maybe a sales strategy has worked in the past, where you're approaching people, you're sliding into their DMs, you're telling them about your product. So attraction marketing is attracting people to you instead of going to them. Some strategies that you want to use is you want to solve your ideal client's pain points. You want to use hooks, and you want to use call to action. And we're going to go into that. But the thing that's been most helpful for us is just having a clear vision of the whole process of the client journey. And I want to give that perspective because I think a lot of people are missing this. And once you understand this and you understand how to speak to your ideal client, it will be a game changer for you. So you want to create content, and we'll talk about what type of content is going out to people beyond the people you already are connected with. So you want to create content. You want to use carousel posts on Instagram. You want to use Facebook Reels on Facebook. You want to use Instagram Reels on TikTok. You want to they only have one kind of content. Well, they actually have some other things now, but basically they're a short form video platform. So you want to create content that's going to go out to new people. And so your client is out there, your future client is out there, they see your content and they come check out your profile. Now you have 2 to 3 seconds for them to decide, do I want to follow this person or not? And these are the things that they look at. They look at your bio. And we're going to talk about the bio a little bit. That is like your business card. That's what they look at when they decide. And think of yourself when you're following people or you see someone's content, you go through this process, you go check out their page. What are you looking at? Their bio, their profile picture. If it's on Instagram, their highlights. You may just kind of, if you get interested, you may look at a few pieces of their content that they've posted. So that is crucial. And then let's say they decide to follow you. Once they follow you, they become your warm market. Then you can really start feeding them product posts or more about your business. So what you want to go viral isn't necessarily you don't want to put your product out there sometimes, or your services. Sometimes you do, but you're basically trying to attract people in with your big content. And then you're going to use your stories and your highlights. And some of your posts, you want to be intentional about the way you post to feed and nurture your warm market until they develop that know, like, and trust factor. They're going to say, oh my gosh, what is she talking about? I really love following her. I love what she says. If she says that I should use that service, then I'm going to use that service too. And then pretty soon they'll show up in your DMs, and that's when they become like your hot market, or they're ready to buy. So hopefully that makes sense. Just understanding that process is super important. The other thing that I wanted to say is, and we'll get more into this, is having the mental perspective of serving, not selling. So you're serving and you're giving value all the time. You're not always talking about your product. You're not talking about your service. You're giving value. You're teaching, you're educating, you're helping. Okay, so let's talk about niche. This is super important. How did I find my niche? I just started randomly creating content. And then I would look at my analytics. If my audience liked a certain type of content more than the other, then I would just make more of that content. And pretty soon I had a couple niches that kind of naturally came to me. One is we make these episodes of My Husband's So Cheap. And those have gone viral. They're money saving tips that he gives. And oh my gosh, he is so cheap because he does the craziest things. And so one day I thought, I'm just going to tell people on TikTok some of the crazy things he does. Like he walks up the stairs and his feet are on the sides because he thinks everyone else is walking up the middle. So the carpet's going to last longer if he walks up the sides. Like those are the things that he does. It's insane. And so that's kind of become a niche of ours. And then my weight loss journey became a niche that we often will make video content to. So sometimes your niches come natural and sometimes they're intentional. So what you want to think about if you want to intentionally set some niches. Now your niche doesn't, in some cases, I guess it could be about your business, but in attraction marketing, you really want it to be about you and what you like and what you do and what you're doing today in your everyday life. And that's more of attraction marketing than always talking about your business. So what are your interests? What are your passions? What do you know that other people don't know? What do you read and watch? What could you teach somebody? Those are the things you want to ask yourself when you're developing a niche. Okay. The next slide is brand you, not your
The
business.
slides aren't moving.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
No.
That's weird.
It's,
So what do
I
you
think
see?
it's still on the first, it's still on the Let's Grow social media slide.
Okay, so I'm going to reboot it here and see what's going on. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Thank you for letting me know. Share my screen. Can you let me know what you see right now? Try this again. We will get it. I've never had a problem with this. Okay. Can you see the screen that says how to find your niche?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then let me click to the next one. Can you see it where it says brand you, not your business?
No.
What is happening? Okay. I'm gonna try one more time and then we'll just move on. And I will be able to see this screen, but unfortunately, hopefully you can too. So let me try one more time. I'm actually going to close out Canva and reopen it. Oh. Thank you. Sorry. I appreciate you guys being patient with me.
Of course. We appreciate your time.
Okay. Now, can you see my Canva screen?
Yes.
Yep, I can see that.
Okay, present it. All right, if this doesn't work, then we will definitely move on. What can you see? Does it say attraction marketing now?
Nope.
No.
What the heck?
Can you share the PowerPoint with Kaylin and maybe she can slide through them for you?
Yeah, how do I share them with Kaylin? Do you want to dump your email address in the chat?
Yeah, I wonder though, then you'd have to hand it over. I'm not on my computer.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Sorry.
No.
I'm not either.
Well, probably could send it to us and then we could just look at it afterwards.
Yeah, take notes.
Okay.
And we can see the whole thing when you just have it up on your, on the Canva, when the Canva's open. You could
Oh.
probably even just do it that way.
Okay, let's try
Right.
that. Good idea. All right, I just closed it. I'm reopening it. And then I will go to share it. Yeah, it's something about, I think when I go to full screen, it drops it. So you can see that, okay?
Yeah, we can see that good. So you could probably
Yep.
just scroll through that.
Okay, let me move these windows up so I can scroll through. Okay, so
Yep.
can you, all right, perfect. All right, so you want to brand you, not your business. And we're talking about attraction marketing. People follow people, not businesses. By seeing how much your product has changed your life, or your service has changed your life, or whatever your business is, for the better, and provided you with a sense of relief from the pain points, they will want the same things for themselves. So applying that to real estate, you could use client testimonials and really establish the pain points of your ideal client, what they're struggling with, and how that's been resolved through other clients. So you want to brand yourself in that, how you personally resolved it because of your skills and ability, but you want to maybe use some client testimonials to achieve that. And let's talk about, this is my avatar. So when I'm creating content, I think about Sarah. And this is so powerful because it allows you to fine tune your content, your captions, your calls to action to exactly the person who is your ideal client. Now, that doesn't mean that you're only going to attract Sarah or people exactly like Sarah, but it's going to help you with your language and with your vision of when you're creating. So Sarah is a 45-year-old mom of 3. She's got older kids, 23, 18, and 16. I even have how much money their household makes, $75K a year. She is feeling like the kids grew up way too fast and is nervous about the next phase of life. I've got her hobbies. She spends time on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. She drives a minivan. She loves to volunteer, bake, girls' nights out, working out. Sarah is gaining weight from stress and her eating is out of control. She is tired and runs on caffeine. She can't focus and is struggling with mom brain. Sarah loses sleep at night, worrying about the bills and how they can afford college for the kids. So then I've listed her pain points, and that's what I want to use, her pain points, when I am creating content. I want to resolve those issues with the content that I'm creating. So apply this to whatever your business is. You want to create an avatar. You want to specifically come to the conclusion of what exactly does she struggle with or he struggle with. And if you can create content that resolves those things, it's going to be powerful. People will be attracted to you. They'll see your content and think, oh my gosh, she helps people who are nervous about whether or not they can qualify for a loan. That's me. I totally relate to this. I'm going to follow her and see what else she has to say. Does that make sense? So this is, I know it's a little cheesy. And when I first did it, I didn't understand the importance of it, but it is really powerful. All right. So I specifically get most of my business on Instagram, and a lot of what I'm going to say about this is Instagram heavy. I also on Facebook create a lot of reels and then video content on TikTok, but I cannot spread myself on all 3 platforms. So I have to really focus on, all right, where is my business coming from out of all of the platforms, and really be intentional with that. And then I will repost the content that I post on Instagram on the other platforms. So I'm not creating new content for the other platforms. I'm focused on the platform that is giving me the most business and then reposting. Hopefully that makes sense. So do you guys all use Instagram? I just want to make sure that I'm not giving you information that doesn't make sense because you've never been on the platform. I'm assuming everyone uses Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So there are certain type of content that you want to use for different purposes. You want to use reels, carousel posts, keyword and name, and I'll talk about that, and hashtags to get out beyond your immediate followers. So when you're creating reels and carousel posts, you don't necessarily want it to be business heavy or pain point heavy. A lot of times I just will create viral content just to get new people, new eyes on my my account. I need to take a drink. It is perfectly awesome as well to create niched content, niche reels, niche carousel posts too. But you really just want to have a purpose, like, okay, I'm creating this specific piece of content because I want to reach new audience, or I want to address this pain point, or I want to serve and give value to this group of people. So when you're creating content, have intention. Now, your keyword in your name on Instagram, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that? Let me pull up Instagram.
No.
Instagram just allowed longer version of your actual name. And if you put keywords in your name, they'll be searchable. So if somebody searches on Las Vegas real estate or personal trainer in Las Vegas, if some of those keywords are in your name, your profile will pull up on a keyword search. And let me give you an example of that. So I am going to search up Las Vegas personal trainers and see what pulls up. Under accounts. Okay, so the number one person that pulled up, her name is Ayla Brown - Las Vegas personal trainer. Number two is Ash Elise, and it's Ashley Gomez, Las Vegas personal trainer. So if you can see on my phone here, where they're putting their keywords or where they're putting their title is they're naming themselves those keywords. So you'll have your account name up top. Her account name is Ash Elise up top there. Can you see my phone at all?
Yes.
Not really.
Not really.
I can. So is it the top name like across the top? Okay, I see. So it's the account name. She added that?
Yeah, so under your name, so your account name can't be changed. It's already, because it's a URL, but your name that you're actually naming yourself, you can go to edit profile and you can put your name, or you can put what you do, or you can put a combination of both. And that's going to make you searchable on the platform. So when somebody's searching for something specific, you're going to pop up. It's almost like a Google search. And so like on my name, I have Amber Horn, midlife, saving money, health journey. So if people are typing in those keywords, my name could pop up depending on who else has named those things. So do you understand what I'm saying? So what you're going to want to do is edit profile and your name. I can't remember how many characters it can be. I think it's 60 something. It's like a new feature.
Okay.
I just sent you mine. If you want to open, is this what you're talking about?
How did you send it to me? In the chat? Okay.
I put it in the chat.
Okay. Let's see how I can open it. Yes, perfect. So it says Eileen, I'm going to not say your last name correctly. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Guile.
Gilbo.
Gilbo. Okay. And then - Las Vegas Realtor. So I have a feeling if I searched in Instagram for Las Vegas Realtor, that your account would probably pop up depending on how many other people have started using that feature too.
Looks like I was already doing this.
Awesome.
Given me this tip a while ago, because it says on my ranch when I put Cocker Spaniel AKC, but I should probably add the city, like San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So Eileen, you come up second when I search Las Vegas realtor.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I mean, keyword and name, and then hashtags. There's so many conflicting opinions about hashtags. Some experts are saying, oh, they don't matter. The capability that the video readers have can automatically figure out what your video is about. Like, you don't need hashtags anymore because it doesn't really use them. So before, it was like an indexing system where if I was searching about Cocker Spaniels, it's going to put more content in front of me about Cocker Spaniels, and the way that it knows which videos are about that is through the hashtags. But now they are saying that the AI is smart enough to figure that out. They don't need your hashtags anymore. So there's some kind of conflicting opinions about that. And I've been using hashtags still because I think it can't hurt to still use them. And I do have a reader, I can't remember the name of the software, that will tell me frequently, like yesterday, it said your hashtag saving money, or I can't remember which one it was, ranked, it is a ranking hashtag now. So that means when people search that hashtag, then my video or my content's popping up. So I do think that it makes you searchable. I don't know if the algorithm is relying on hashtags anymore, but hashtags do make you searchable. And when you use hashtags, you want to use smaller hashtags, meaning they get less views. So like if I typed in saving money, that's a huge hashtag. There's a lot of people that have hashtagged their video saving money. If I use mom saving or money save or mom tips for saving money or something like that, that's going to niche down. So if somebody typed that in, I would be the first one to pop up. Now, the likelihood of somebody typing that in is less than saving money. But if somebody does, I'm going to be right up at the top. I hope that makes sense. Hashtags are a little confusing. So you want to use smaller hashtags, ones that are a little more unique. And when you type in the hashtag, it will tell you, the software will tell you how many hits it gets. And if it's in the millions, I would not use it because you're just going to be one in millions of videos that could be searchable. So, all right. And then content for, I need to get rid of this thing that's blocking my way. It's the chat. All right, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I can see what it says. You can see what it says, but I can't. I've got a window in front of it. That won't go away. Okay, content for converting to a follower. You want to optimize your bio. The aesthetic of your account. I mean, I wouldn't spend a ton of time making it all the same color or all the same templates for the cover photos. Some people do that. I don't think it matters, but you at least want it to be attractive. And you want a lot of yourself on there because you are your brand. Your profile picture, it's recommended to have the exact same profile picture on every platform so you're recognizable. It's also recommended if you can put a solid color background behind you, then you'll pop out more. I've heard that. And then nailing your niche is super important because you want, for example, Eileen, she's a Las Vegas realtor. If that's her niche, if I want Las Vegas real estate information, I'm going to follow her. So that's niching down. Now, my niche is more about myself, and it's a little bit more widespread. It's more about attraction marketing as a content creator, not really as a business owner. So mine's not going to be, they're going to follow me if they like my content, not necessarily if they want more information about. I do a lot of money saving tips. So I know a lot of people follow me for that niche, and they can see that in my bio. If they see a video that's about saving money, they come to my bio, it says I create content about saving money, then they're more likely to follow me. Building a community. This is where the magic happens, is in your DMs and your comments and your relationships with people. And that's super important. I actually pay somebody to do all of my engagement because I don't have time to. She just goes on anytime I create content, she goes in and she responds to all the comments. She responds to them with questions though. Like I've taught her how to build relationships by not like, if someone says, oh my gosh, I love your outfit, you don't just say thank you, because that ends the conversation. I try to get her to engage with people and respond with another question like, oh, where are you from? Or where do you get your clothes? Or what type of clothes do you like? Or I'm just throwing out this off the top of my head as an example, but you want to ask engaging questions back, because you want the algorithm to see you developing lots of relationships with lots of people. So they're going to want to show more people your content. And going live is super important too. Also nurturing those relationships, because people are going to want to get to know you more. So the nurture, know, like, and trust, stories, highlights, live video. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to accelerate that process here in a minute. So let me go to the next screen. All right. This is just an example, or 8 different things that are working really well, like in this moment on social media. Niching down, optimizing your bio, and I have a slide that will show you kind of what to do. Posting regularly. The more you post, the more likely something's going to catch, the more people you're going to attract in. And this is one thing that everybody agrees on, as far as the experts, is post as often as you can. Your content will typically die in 24 hours on Instagram, meaning it's not going to be in the algorithm anymore, and people can see it if they come to your page. But if you have that in mind, that it's not going to be out there for more than 24 hours, then you're more willing to take, at least for me, I'm more willing to take a risk on the type of content I put out there, knowing that it's not going to live forever. Now, I do have this video that I posted on Facebook Reels about 2 weeks ago. And it literally has 97 million views, which is insane. And every time it just keeps, so it went viral in India. And I have all these men from India like wanting to marry me and sending me like the most inappropriate messages. And thankfully the platforms filter it out, because it's absolutely disgusting. But it has, like, they have boosted my video so much, it's insane. And so if you're part of the creator, or it's not the creator program, the Reels paid program.
Is it the stars, Amber?
No,
Is it
it's
the
not.
stars?
It's not stars. It's the bonus, the Reels bonus. Like,
Okay.
in 4 hours, I made $10,000 off that video. So
Wow.
yeah, so there's ways to make money just with the Reels bonus. And if you're creating Reels, the platform will ask you if you want to be part of the program. So you have to start creating them first, and then you have to turn on your professional mode, and then you'll get the invitation shortly. I don't know how long. So when I first started creating Reels, there's people that have like a $30,000 monthly max on Reels. Mine's 10,000, and I maxed that in 4 hours with this video that went viral in India. But I've created other videos that have gone less viral, but have consistently made money on the different platforms. So I started with a $1,200 max out on Facebook, and I hit that every single month for 7 months. And then they increased me to 10,000, like on the 7th month. So it's doable. I am, making a decent income among the 3 platforms in there. Like, it's the Creator Fund on TikTok and the Bonus Reels program on Facebook and Instagram. I do have another bonus on my Facebook business page that I don't create content on, that is also a $10,000 max. And that pays me for just my regular posts and how much engagement I'm getting in my lives and on my posts. And that is different than the Reels bonus. So there's lots of different bonuses. Facebook, like last year, realized that everyone was leaving their platform to go look at other short form video content. They were going to TikTok, they were going to Instagram, they were going to YouTube. And they're like, no, we want to be able to keep people on our platform. So they created this bonus program to incentivize creators to start making short form video on Facebook to keep their viewers there. And they pay good money out of all of the platforms. I definitely making a lot more money on Facebook by creating short form video content than any other platform. It also has allowed me to grow quickly a following because they're pushing out reels. It has slowed down a little bit. Like 4 months ago, it was like almost every reel I created was getting me new followers, was getting my content to new people that weren't already connected to me, because that was their goal. They wanted that. It has slowed down a little bit, but it's still a thing. When I post a reel, I can pretty much guarantee that new eyes are going to be on it and new people are going to be following me. So it's an exciting thing and something to jump on. It's like 3 years ago when TikTok took off in our like demographic. That's kind of what Facebook Reels has been doing. And people that got in right away are making serious money there and also building a good following. So that's exciting.
I
So
have a
if you want,
question about that.
yeah,
So you said you're posting the same videos on all the platforms. Are you doing it natively to each one, or do you have like your Instagram connect? Because that's how I have it right now, is my Instagram is connected to my Facebook, but on Facebook it's a business page. So
Yeah.
that's where they're going.
yeah. So when I turned my Instagram into a business page, I lost that ability. It was so nice when it would auto post over to Facebook. So what I am doing currently is I'm creating any video content, typically on TikTok. Sometimes I will on Instagram. And that's only because I am the most comfortable using their software, like their filters, their text. And then I screen record the content. So I've got a clean version of the video in my photo album on my phone. And then I can upload it to Instagram and upload it to Facebook. And that is a pain. If I would auto post, it would be so much better, but I don't have that ability right now. I keep checking to see if it's coming back and it hasn't. So if you go into your settings on Instagram and go to share with other apps in your settings, there's a toggle for reels. So all your reels can auto post as reels, not as posts, as reels over on Facebook. And I think that's what you're talking about, but it will go to your
Yeah.
business Facebook page, not your personal profile page.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can get I'm in the bonus program for both my personal profile and my business page over on Facebook. So, and they'll pay you for both. It's a little bit harder to grow your business platform for me personally, but it's a lot better. For example, I have a paid ad out on that I told you about on Facebook, looking for more business partners. And I've gotten 80 people dropping the call to action, which was drop the word freedom if you're interested. I've messaged all of those people back, but they don't see my message because I'm not a business page, and Facebook wants you using their business side of their platform to conduct business. So they're filtering out all my messages into their other people's spam folder. So they're not seeing it unless they're going to their spam folder. And I'm putting in the comment, I just messaged you back. Be sure to check your messages. Make sure to check your spam folder. But, not everyone sees their notification. And so there's really kind of a barrier there for conducting business through your profile. But my profile is what's taken off. And so that's where I have all the followers. And my business page is just like slowly moving. And so I really need my business page to take off. So hopefully that was helpful. And then serving versus selling, the more you can have that mindset, and we'll talk a little bit about it when we talk about the bio and how to write it, really telling people what you're giving them or how you're providing value to them instead of thinking about your product. How can I sell my product? No, how can I educate? How can I teach? How can I give value? And that's what's working right now. The lives, carousels, and short video are huge. Make sure to use a call to action at the end, captions and hooks, and then engage with your people. Those are the things that are working, and people are successful when they do those things, target those things. So let's talk about the profile. I don't know if anyone follows Brock Johnson. Chalene Johnson and Brock it's a mother-son duo that I get a lot of inspiration and value from the things that they teach. And I also follow a lot of experts. And what I try to take out of it is, what are the things that they're all saying? And that's what I can kind of take out and realize that is effective. So sometimes, like on hashtags, people are saying all different things, but on the bio here, this is what they're all saying. So the first line of your bio, you want to tell them what you can provide them. What problem do you solve? A good template for that, I have it written down here. I serve blank. Who do you serve with what? Like, I serve the Las Vegas community by providing good, or I don't know anything about the real estate market, so I don't even know what words to use, but you're basically calling out who you serve and what you serve them with, what you provide for them. So I serve women, middle-aged women who are struggling with their health and identity. That could be something that I use as my bio. So when people come to your page for those 2 or 3 seconds, they are going to see, what can they do for me? They don't care about what you do, what your hobbies are, what you do in your spare time, how many kids you have. They don't care about any of that. And I'm just generalizing here. They want to know, what can this person provide me? So if you can tell them in 1 sentence on your first line what you provide them, that is super powerful. So you can look at your conversion rate by seeing like how many people visited your profile compared to how many people started following you. And you want to try to increase that by optimizing your bio. And if something's not working, switch it up. Then you want to list your credentials, like why can that person provide that service? So like, how many houses have you sold, or how many clients have you served, or whatever your niche is, or whatever service you're saying you provide, you want to be able to back that up with some type of credential. And then on line 3, you can say something about who you are and how you serve. And line 4 is super important. It's a call to action. So you want to think about your page and the funnel of your page. Do you do most of your selling in your stories? Do you do it in your highlights, or do you have a link you want them to click on? And that 4th line is going to tell them exactly what you want them to do when they're on your page. Be sure to check out my stories. Click here to get a free something. A lot of people have a freebie that they like to offer people, and tell them exactly where to click for that freebie in that 4th line. So make sure to have a good, strong call to action and direct traffic exactly where you want traffic to go, depending on how everything's set up for you. And then I want to talk about this know, like, and trust. How to accelerate that is really putting yourself live, going live, talking live in your stories, like not try to steer away from static posts, which are pictures or quotes. I mean, those are great and they give great value for specific reasons. But if you really want to accelerate your know, like, and trust, they have to get to know you personally. They need to hear your voice. They need to see your face. They need to see what you do every day and what your family's like, and how far you really want to let them in. But that know, like, and trust factor will 10 times if they can see those things. And being vulnerable is huge. People with mass followings have them because they talk about the hard things. They talk about the things that they're personally struggle with or have overcome. And people are attracted to that, just being real and being vulnerable. You'll see huge accounts of people that have overcome alcoholism or overcome maybe abuse or neglect, and they're talking about it. And they're giving value and education on how they overcame things. And they're talking about their daily struggle. So the more vulnerable you are, the more real you are, the more that know, like, and trust factor is going to turn somebody from a cold, warm to a hot lead, and they're ready to buy because they know you. They feel like they're in your living room with you. When you talk in your stories, don't say, hey guys, how's everyone doing? Like, focus on one person and pretend like you're talking face to face with one person and use that type of language. And that will really intensify that know, like, and trust. Okay. I wish I could figure out how to get rid of this block because I can't read. Let me see here. There we go. Attraction marketing is all about sharing a story. You need to emotionally connect to your audience, and the best way to achieve that is by telling your story. If you have a product, show you using that product every single day. If you have a service, show you providing that service for a specific client. Integrate whatever your business is into your daily life and show it on camera, show it live, show it through your stories. That's super powerful. Focus on giving value. I'm going to kind of speed through some of these things because I don't want to go over an hour. It's basically the same concept. Give value, stop focusing on your product and your services, and start focusing on what value. So before you post, you should ask yourself, who is this piece of content serving? What value is it providing for that person? Now, sometimes, depending on what your objective is, your piece of content really is strictly to go viral because you want to get more eyes on your page. And you don't necessarily want to focus on these things, but the majority of your content should be giving value and serving, and that's going to attract people in because they want to be served. People want value. They do not want to be sold a product or service. They want to be given value and taught, and what am I getting out of it? That's a perspective that is super helpful. Okay, let's talk about a carousel post on Instagram. It's super popular right now because, again, it's value and education. A carousel post is ranking higher than the Reels right now because Instagram just came out and said, we had no intention of becoming a video platform. That's where it seems to be heading. We're going to switch up the algorithm a little bit and give more focus more on content, education, value. So the more you can give education and value, the more the algorithm is going to feed out your content. So an Instagram carousel is basically a slideshow, and it is still images. I create mine in Canva. If you go into Canva and type in carousel template, a whole bunch will pop up, and you just have to change the wording. And if you have brand colors, you can change the brand colors, and it's super easy. I have a few examples of those. I don't know what will happen if I click on them. Oh, I can't click on them unless I'm in present mode. So on a carousel post, and this is something I wanted to challenge each of you to do, is to make a carousel post. It could be with pictures, or it could be with a plain background that you've made in Canva. And I am going to pull just one up on my phone just to show you like what a good call to action is on what your first slide should be on your carousel post. Has anyone made a carousel post before? Okay. So you can see here that the first slide here, the first picture says 5 ways to improve your finances. That is a great caption, because if I want to improve my finances and I see that, I'm going to swipe through and look at the next one where the first slide is about the first problem they can solve. So it says, if you have 10 minutes, you can do these 5 simple things to instantly improve your finance. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So that feeds the algorithm because you're spending time on their page. You're engaged because their call to action or their first slide was something you were interested in. This is a great way to educate and give value, is through carousel posts. And it requires people to slide through your content, which tells the algorithm that it's interesting, that they should show more people. So right now, carousel posts are huge. And every time I make one, my insights are increased. Like, I get a lot more followers than I am right now on my video content, which is very different than it was 5 or 6 months ago. 5 or 6 months ago, I would put short form video up and it would get thousands of views, and my static posts like carousel posts wouldn't get very many at all. Well, that's balanced out now. So you want to be doing reels and carousel posts or some type of educational value. I won't go into even though this is kind of where my expertise or what I'm good at is creating short form video. There are some strategies involved, how to find, is anyone interested in creating short form video content like Instagram Reels? Do you want me to spend time giving you a few tips on that? I can.
I would love it. Yeah, that'd be
okay.
great.
Okay. So this is the entire strategy that I have used to create my following, is finding trends and applying my niche. So what's trending, what's going viral, what are people doing that are getting all these views? I look at it and I apply my own niche to it. Okay. And this is how I do it. On Instagram, I go to the trending audio and I will show you how to do that. So if you go to your Reels feed, I'm gonna turn the sound off. If you go into your Reels feed, I don't know if you can see my phone or not. There's a little movie icon in the bottom left corner next to your profile picture. You're going to click on that and it's going to give you your Reels feed. That's what's going to show you all the Reels that the algorithm thinks you want to see. So if you start scrolling through those, you will see the sound at the bottom. It's the very last thing on the left is the sound that is in that reel. If it has an arrow going up, that means it's trending, it's gaining ground, and you want to catch the trends early. So if you click on it, the sound, it's going to tell you how many how many times this particular sound has been used to create a reel. This one says 47,000. You want to catch them under 10,000. So this one's kind of been overused. It's still trending and it still could be valuable to use. But if you can catch a trend early, the algorithm sees that it's trending and it's going to push out content that's made using that sound to more people because it's on the rise. So this one I probably wouldn't use unless it like fit perfectly with my niche and I got excited about it. I would do it anyways. But for now, I'm just going to keep going. And this one is no longer trending.
I think I'll be better at this.
This one is trending.
But if you wait till you're good before you start, you ain't ever starting nothing.
Okay, so I'm going to see how many views it's got. Oh, this one only has 419 uses. This would be a great one to use because it's just starting to trend. And it's talking about don't wait.
But you have to suck at something. And you have to
yeah. So if you have a business or an opportunity that you want to attract people in, this would be perfect sound to use because it's talking about starting now. Don't wait until you're good at it to start. Apply that to your niche. If it's an opportunity that you have, maybe it's about creating reels. Maybe that's your niche. And so you're going to shoot some film or some video content creating reels, and then maybe in the caption say, are you nervous to start creating reels? Here's some simple tips. That could be the caption. And then you could give some tips. This would be for somebody who maybe their niche is how to make content. Give them some tips. And then in the call to action, it could say, follow me for more reels tips or how to make reels or making your reels go viral, or, you know, I could think about a better way to say it, but this would be a great sound for creating content if that was your niche. So what I do is I just keep scrolling through until I find a sound that is trending and would be a really good way to apply my niche. This one, oops, this one's been trending for a while. So something you could do is on this for like real estate or personal training. Let me see. What I could do is maybe you've heard that the real estate market is down, and then you could do a screenshot of the success that you're currently having and be like, surprise, surprise. And then the call to action could be something like, call me if you're wanting a successful realtor. I don't know anything about the real estate market, so I'm just like shooting off the hip, but that would be how I would apply my niche. I would take the sound, I would apply exactly my service, my business, give a hook at the beginning or address the pain point. And then how am I going to resolve that pain point? And then do a strong call to action. Do I want them to message me? Do I want them to drop a word if they want more information, like word could be house, or the word could be business, or word could be whatever you want it to be. Drop a word. That's super effective, is having them drop a word if they want more information, and try to make that word related to your niche. Okay. So on TikTok, I follow 2 specific accounts. Their entire platform is finding trends and telling people what they are. So I'll pull those up. This one is Maddie Marketing. I've put her URL there, or her username on TikTok there. And then
myself right now.
She does how to use the platform, but she also does this series of when something's trending, she lets us know. And what's cool about TikTok is if it's trending on TikTok, usually it will start trending on Instagram a few like weeks later. So not always, but I have noticed, and other people have noticed, that it usually trends on TikTok a little bit earlier than it will on Instagram. So that's another reason I like to find the trends on TikTok, because I feel like I'm getting them sooner and people haven't already heard the sound or seen the dance, or it's not old yet. It's going to be fresh and new if I post it over on Instagram. So there's 2 accounts here that I like to follow. You can write those down. And the top one, she has this series called New Trend Alert. And then she'll show you what the trend is, and then she'll tell you exactly how to use it and how to apply it to your niche, which is powerful. I'm sure there's thousands of accounts like this, and maybe a different one will work for you, but these are the 2 people that I found early on and I've just kind of stuck to. But I know there's thousands of people that do the exact same thing, that find the trends, tell you about them, tell you how to use it, how to apply your niche. And they also give a lot of good content on how to use hashtags, how to use the different features. So yeah, I'm not doing anything original. I am finding the trend, applying my niche, giving a good call to action, solving the pain point, and using a hook at the beginning. That's all I do over and over and over again. And that's what's grown my account to almost 1 million followers. If you look at big content creators on the TikTok platform, everybody's using the same sound and just using their take on it. So if you are following a lot of big creators, that's another way to see what's trending. Oh my gosh, those 5 creators just used the same sound and did the same dance, but they did it different. They applied their own personality, their own issues, their own vulnerability. Okay, so I have a lot more, and I was afraid I would go over and afraid to give you too much content. I want to open up a Q&A and really like talk about, even though we're over, maybe 5 minutes of what you want to learn, what you want to know. So if you have questions, you can come off mute and say them, or you can type them in the comments, whatever you're more comfortable with. But I just want to make sure that you guys walk away with value and something that you can immediately apply to your business. And I also want to challenge you to create a carousel, because I think that's super powerful right now.
And I think everything that you've shared is great. I have stayed away from all the trending stuff, because it seems like by the time that I get to it, it's so oversaturated. So knowing that, how to look for that, that's genius. I didn't know what that meant on the sounds.
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catch them early, and then you'll be the one like sharing the trend instead of hopping on the trend.
Well, and then I guess, it sounds like you could almost do it on TikTok and then share it on Instagram a couple weeks later, and it would still be on point. If that's what's happening, is that it's not getting to Instagram till a couple weeks after it's trending on TikTok.
Yeah, and you'll notice that people will start using your sound. So if you're bringing the sound with your video over onto Instagram, people will see that it's trending, and then all of a sudden people will start using your sound to create their video. And that's really cool when that happens too.
Yeah, this has been really helpful. I wanted to say something. This is Kaylin. I read a book called 1 Million Followers, and they gave that tip about India. I think it's India, Brazil, a couple other places with ads around your Facebook business page that if you built your profile around the type of people that you wanted to follow your Facebook business page, and then added in sprinkles of India or tested your ads in India, which I do. So I've tested it in India, Brazil, and Mexico. And then I only spend, I don't know, $9 or so for followers. But what I've found is because they go viral so fast on my pictures and reels on my business page, that I'm pulling in the people that are close to me in my target market onto my business page to also comment. I don't get a lot of the India people commenting, but I get them sharing and spreading the cute photos or the cute reels. They're the ones that really go viral with the pages, kind of how you saw. But I'm doing it more on when I set up the page, doing ads there to target those people.
That's awesome. I'm not familiar with ads. How do you target like locations? Is it let you select that, or do you
Yes.
hashtag it?
Nope, you select. So when you're building your ad, you go into, it's up at the top, but you can pick your geography. And so I was just picking I would specifically test my ads at nighttime, and I would put a tiny budget there and see which ads did well in India, Mexico, and Brazil. And then in the morning, I would take whichever ad of the 3 to 5 ads that I tested, and then I would launch that ad in the US and my target market.
Oh, interesting.
It works well.
I love that. I'm going to try that, not only just with ads, but just in my content, because I did find that it was insane what it did when it caught on in India, but that makes total sense.
They love to share. I don't know what it is, but they will share and repost the heck out of anything. And I found on my page photos, really nice photos. They're sharing more for whatever reason than my reels right now. But yesterday I posted a reel and that one did really well. So I'm going to look at it and try to figure it out. But it's interesting because the Facebook business page used to have to be, it was hard to get that out there unless you were paying for ads. I'm not paying for any ads anymore on those posts that I'm doing on the business page. They're just going viral because some of the people from India follow me.
Oh, so smart.
Yeah.
That's cool. I would love to build my business page on Facebook. That's one area that I see as a weakness of mine, but so powerful because Facebook, it'll favor you. Well, it gives you, first of all those tools that you can use to, for your business, but they don't want you running business on your personal profile, and it'll just shut you down. And that's what I'm experiencing right now.
Yep.
So I did talk about highlights. That's kind of an upcoming new thing where people are really being intentional about their Instagram highlights and how to use them. So what a highlight is basically an archived story that you can create into a highlight. So let's say that you have very specific things in your business, like personal training business, that you want to teach people and educate people. I would definitely make it into a highlight series and have it available there, and also label it. So let's say you give free workouts. You could make some highlights about some of the free workouts with the links to the workouts, and then label it free workouts or free leg exercises or leg exercises. And then people are going to see that it's going to be value for them, and they're going to want to follow you because you're giving away something free, for one, but two, it's in your highlights and they're going to see it. Your highlights are very visible when someone's like jumping on your page. So try to be intentional about that. If there's a, like I sell a certain product, so I also sell a business. I'm in network marketing. So I tell my story in my, I did it first of all in my stories, and then I've saved it as a highlight reel. So if somebody's interested in my business story, they can click on the highlight and it will tell them from start to finish what my business story is and how it's impacted my life. And then also I have that for the product. So if somebody just wants to know about the product that I sell, they click on the highlight and it's me talking about the product and telling them how to get started on the product. So that's something that's really underused is the highlights on Instagram. Be intentional about them. Don't load it up with so many that people don't really want to view them or see them, but be intentional about the actual content that you want them to see when they come to your page. What do you want to tell them? What about your service or your business or your opportunity, and use those highlights to capitalize on that. So I notice a lot of people are starting to use their highlights even for their links. They'll put up a story with specific links. Let's say they model certain types of clothes that they want you to buy because they get an affiliate from them. They'll label the highlight my outfits or my links to clothes or whatever, and then they'll have one link after another with the outfit on that they're wearing, and it'll tell them exactly like where to go to buy it. So highlights are kind of like the new upcoming thing, and I didn't touch on that.
Well, thank you. I mean, everything you've given is very valuable.
Oh, good. I'm definitely not an expert, but I am a student and I love to share like what's worked for me. And I so wish I was at the event. It looked amazing. You guys
It
were all
was.
gorgeous. First of all, I was like, holy smokes, that's an intimidating group of women. But I loved it because you guys just feed off each other's energy, and just looking at the photos, I just got excited and gave me a good feeling. So
No,
Yeah,
this
it
is
was
so
great.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
So the question is, Amber, are you going to come to our retreat in Cabo?
yes, when is it?
It's either going to be June or July, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Oh, June or July?
I
June
just
might be
beginning
tricky.
of summer. Yeah, I'm hoping June, but I just have to iron out some details because we get the other two kids in the summertime.
Oh, right. Yeah. So June's probably out for me. I have high school. My youngest kids are twins, identical boys, and they're graduating in June. So I have no idea. June's going to be crazy, but we're going to be empty nesters. I have 6 kids and 2 grandkids, and these are my last 2. And I'm probably going to be crying the entire month of June. I love being a mom and I love teenagers. Like I love it. So it's not easy, but it's definitely so rewarding, and it's going to be a hard transition for me, but maybe Cabo is the answer. Maybe that's where I
That's
like.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, I appreciate you so much for doing this call. I've just been navigating background noise and stuff with the kids, but are there any last minute questions before she gets going, you guys?
I'm sure we could keep you here for days, but no, thank
know,
you.
right?
I think you
Yeah.
answered everything.
We'll stay in touch, and as we roll out more content and valuable stuff for the Rise Collective community, I'm sure Amber, hopefully you'll be involved, and we can really build this thing on a level that I think really women in business.
Yeah, I love that. And I did actually create a few handouts with some information and just like some links of like who to follow and where to get different tips or like top 10 tips to growing your social media. I did create a few things. So I can finalize those and put some last minute edits to them and send them over to you, Keisha, if anyone's interested.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Okay,
That's
awesome.
wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay, Amber, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
ladies, thanks for popping on a nighttime training, but I appreciate you guys. And hi, Kaylin. Hi, Amber. Hi. Who else?
Hi, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. Have a good
All right.
night.
Okay, you
Bye.
too.